Guys, it's Maya. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. For today's topic, I thought about all about your next date, and I'm actually so excited about this topic because I was just like thinking, brainstorming, because I was like, okay, what is a topic that's kind of fun and exciting and like anybody could watch it no matter what their status is, or like their relationship status, or no matter what's going on in their life. Is like, what is something everyone could possibly relate to, but it's still like a fun and like lighthearted reading. And I was like, okay, all about your next date, because I don't think I've done a reading like this in a long time, or actually I don't think I've ever done a date reading ever on YouTube. So yeah, I'm excited, and pretty much I have the full breakdown here, and I'll get into everything after you guys choose your groups. But basically there is a lot that we're going to be discussing all about your next date. And like I said, it doesn't matter like what's going on in your life. I think this could still be a video that you could relate to, whether you're single, whether you're in a relationship. But yeah, we will go into all of the nitty-gritties after you guys choose your groups. And I just saw 111 on the time, so I almost feel like for some of you this could be happening sooner than later, because it's the number one. It's very quick to get to one, and just seeing that made me think for some of you a date could be right around the corner and you have no idea, or maybe you do, who knows. Okay, so we have 4 groups for you guys to choose from. Each group has a different tarot deck, has a different crystal, and has a different card that came out as I was shuffling. So you could be drawn to the artwork, you could be drawn to the crystal, you could be drawn to the card itself. There's many ways for you to choose your group. And keep in mind, I think for this reading, we'll have to see how it goes, but I think you could probably watch more than one if you're drawn to more than one. But yeah, and before we get into it, I do have a quick announcement. I'm offering private readings again, and if anyone is interested, you can go ahead and email me. My email will be in the description below if you would like to have a one-on-one session. So yeah, okay, let me show you your options. Group 1, this is the Ostara Tarot. This is what the back looks like. Your crystal is this Amazonite, and your random card is the Ace of Pentacles. Group 2, this is the Tarot of the Divine. This is what the back looks like, and your crystal is this blue obsidian. Your random card is the Moon. Group 3, this is the Neoteric Feminine Tarot. This is what the back looks like, and your crystal is this carnelian ball. And your random card is the 8 of Wands. Group 4, this is the Gentle Heart Tarot. This is what the back looks like, and your crystal is this hot pink agate. Your random card is the Empress. Okay, you guys, here are all of your options laid out for you side by side. Take all the time you need to pick a group, and like I said, you can watch as many as you want. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with group number 1. Hey guys, if you chose this Ace of Pentacles with the Ostara Tarot and this Amazonite crystal, this is your group. Hello, group number 1. Today I'll set all the crystals on the selenite. So let's run through the breakdown really quick. This is all about your next date. Like I said, you could be literally having like any situation going on in your life. I feel like you could still watch this reading. So we're going to start off with your current energy, and this will also be our energy check for this reading. If you feel like your current energy does not match what I'm saying, then definitely check out a different group and ignore my scribbles. I kind of wrote something else out and then I changed my mind about it. Okay, so then we'll go ahead and see who will initiate this date. So once we get through the energy check, we'll answer all of these questions with the deck that you guys chose. So we will see who will initiate this date. We'll see what is the environment / setting of this date. We're gonna see how are you gonna feel about them and how are they gonna feel about you during the date. We'll see what you'll talk about / do together during this date. We'll try to get any time frames so I can let you know when this might be happening. And then we'll also see what will this date ultimately lead to. So this is what we are talking about today. So let's get right into it. I'm really excited. I'm gonna move this over. Okay, so the cards that I have here, this is going to show us your current energy. So this is also your energy check. And if you feel like this energy just does not sound like you, definitely go ahead and check out a different group. But if it does sound like you, then stick around and we will answer the questions with the deck here. Okay, so let's see what is group one's current energy right now. We have focus with stock and the number 35. I'm going to do my best to avoid that glare. Let's put this down. With the Ace of Wands, whoa, this actually kind of looks alike. That's interesting. That looks very similar. Ooh, the 7th house. Okay, with Venus, Libra, we have marriage, contracts, partnerships, and lawsuits. We have rest and rejuvenate. Oh no, this glare. I can never escape this glare. I'm gonna have to rearrange these cards. And then we have the Two of Swords. Oh, interesting. The Two of Swords is Moon in Libra, and then we have Libra out here with Venus. So we have Libra coming out twice. That could be significant for some of you. Someone could specifically have Moon in Libra, whether it's you or whether it's whoever is coming through for our date today. So yeah, Moon in Libra, and then this is the Four of Swords, and oh, Four of Swords is also Libra. No way. So we have Libra, Libra, Libra. And then Venus is also Taurus energy. So Taurus could be significant. And then this Ace of Wands is fire. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And then here we actually have Sagittarius on this card. So, okay. In your current energy right now, you could be at some kind of a crossroads in your life. Because of the Two of Swords here, it does feel like you're either trying to pick one or the other. And for some of you, this crossroads, it could be about a partnership in your life. It doesn't have to be. So I'm going to give you two scenarios of what I'm seeing here. The first scenario, because we have the 7th house out here, which is all about marriage and partnerships and commitment. For some of you, you could be deciding whether you want to like commit to somebody or if you don't want to commit to somebody. I almost feel like you're maybe 50-50, or if you've been with somebody for a long period of time, you could be in the energy of like, do I want to take this one step further? You know, for example, if you're dating for a long time, 444 on the time as I'm saying this, like if you're dating somebody for a long time, but then you guys have a serious conversation about like, okay, like what do we do next? You know, maybe the other person wants to get engaged or wants to take it one step further. Maybe they want to move in together or like somehow add another level of commitment to what you guys are already doing. And for some of you, maybe you are having doubts about that and you don't know if you want to commit further than what you're already doing. Because if that is a scenario for some of you, it does feel like with rest and rejuvenate, and even with focus here, even with the Ace of Wands, if that's the scenario for some of you and you're in a relationship right now, it does feel like you're very like comfortable with how your life is. You know, your life, it's probably peaceful. You're probably living the life you want to live. Maybe you're able to focus on your career or focus on your hobbies or passions or something, right? Like you're able to have the relationship. It's kind of like you have your cake and you're able to eat it too. You know, you have the relationship, but then you also get to do what you want to do, in a sense. But then it's like when this extra layer of commitment would be added, maybe some of your independence would be taken away. For example, you know, engagement, or if you're moving in together or something like that, it would take away some level of independence that you have right now that you still want. I don't think you want to get rid of that independence. So I think right now there's this energy of like questioning it, like, okay, like, is this really what I want? Do I want to take this one step further and maybe like sacrifice other areas of my life because of it? It almost feels like you have to choose one or the other. And what's interesting is I feel like you're leaning towards the other. Like you're leaning towards not wanting to take it one step further with somebody here. And so the other scenario I can give you, if that doesn't really resonate, is that you still could be at some kind of a crossroads in your life, but there is this very, excited energy that I am sensing for this group, especially with the way even this looks like wands here and the word focus. It is really making me feel like there are other things in life that you are focusing on or that you are excited about, or even just life in general. Like maybe you want to live a more carefree, non-committal, spontaneous, exciting lifestyle. Because that's kind of like the overall energy that I'm getting for this group, is that you don't really want to be like held down in a way, or you don't really want that long-term commitment or anything that would take your independence away in the long term. Because I think right now you're kind of just focusing on yourself, focusing on what you want to do, maybe just having fun in the time being. But maybe there's this energy of like some like commitment that is lingering. But yeah, if you don't have any commitment in your life right now, then I could view this as like you're 50-50 about like wanting commitment. I hope that makes sense. Because even if you don't have a partner right now, for some of you, you could be thinking, okay, is it time to give up my freedom? Is it time to, settle down or find a serious relationship? Maybe it's even like societal norms for some of you, that like society is pressurizing you in some way to commit to somebody, but it does feel like you're living a good life on your own. And that's why you're kind of just like, I hope that makes sense what I'm trying to say. Okay, I think the best way that I can explain the second scenario is that if you are single and if you're not in a relationship with anybody, I think you want to continue to be independent or continue to be single, but maybe there is some external pressure that is like putting the seventh house marriage or commitment energy on you. Again, it could be family, it could be society. It just feels like, is that really what I want? But I do feel like for like the majority of this group, you're deciding between more commitment with a person or walking away. You could even be on a break. Like you could even be in a separation from somebody that you were in a long-term relationship with. And now that it's like, now that you're on this break, maybe you're having more clarity that maybe that relationship wasn't for you. Like I very strongly feel for this group, there was or there is somebody that is involved in your love life and you are questioning, is that what I want, or do I want my freedom, my independence? Do I want, to do what I want to do, or do I want to be committed to this person? I really feel like at the end of the day, for this energy, there is somebody else involved. I think even if I'm trying to like interpret this in another way, that's where I'm getting tongue-tied, because I actually don't know if there really is another scenario. But maybe there is. Maybe it's like, maybe there is some external pressure that's not a direct person, but it could be, family or tradition, something like that, that is also pressurizing you in some way. And I think it's leaving you feeling confused a little bit. It does feel like you're very excited about life, and maybe you just find commitment to be a little silly right now, because maybe you're young and it's like there's so much you want to do. You have all these dreams and aspirations. Maybe you want to travel, you want to meet more people. There's almost this energy of like, I just don't want to be held in a box, and maybe somebody or something could be trying to put you in a box. So you're really questioning it. That's like what I'm getting very heavily for this group. There could also be like doubts. Maybe you haven't dated a lot of people. Maybe you want to like experiment, or like there is some like sexual energy that's coming through as well. So maybe it's like you just haven't done enough in your own life to feel satisfied. There's a lot of lingering like what ifs. Like, well, I haven't done that yet, or I haven't explored that side of me yet. So there's something here about this commitment that's like making you feel like, uh-oh, like I don't know if I would ever be able to do all the other things I want to do. It just feels like you're maybe just not ready to be tied down or to be committed or even take the next step with somebody here. That's kind of what I'm seeing. Now, and it feels like a very specific energy, and I don't think I can really give another scenario. I'm trying, but I can't. So, if that doesn't resonate with you, then definitely check out a different group, because I feel like it's very possible that this is just a very specific reading for maybe one or two, maybe a handful of people out there. So, if that resonates with you, that's like literally all I see, is that you are just kind of in this in between, or you're just kind of wanting to have that freedom and not really wanting commitment right now, or you're trying to make a decision. That's like really what I'm seeing. Okay, so yes, definitely check out a different group if that does not sound like you. But let's go ahead and get right into this. So let's go ahead and answer the questions. So first, let's see who will initiate this next date. So who will initiate your next date? Oh my gosh, the Tower. Wow, and that's a very intense Tower. But you see the birds are rising from the ashes, and they're doves. So it's very symbolic that even though something is falling apart here, there is some hope and happiness and love coming out of it. Or it's like this is falling apart for the greater good in your life. I do feel like if there is a relationship in your life right now, I do think it's not really doing the best. And I feel like your next date it's not with the person that you have right now, or like the person on your mind, or the person that you're in separation with, or the person that you are contemplating between. I feel like your next date is with a brand new person, and this person is really gonna be those doves in the time of need. That's how it's coming through. It's like something is falling apart in your life, and this person kind of comes in and like helps you see that there's other people out there, or there's better people out there, better relationships, better dates. Or this could just be somebody that comes in during a time of need and makes you feel happy again, makes you feel hopeful again, makes you feel love again, makes you feel this excitement again. That could be another way I interpret these cards, is maybe like in your current relationship or your current situation, maybe it's kind of lost that spark, and you're kind of like looking for that spark again, and you're realizing like that spark is not with this current person, but then a new person comes in and they kind of show you that spark again. Okay, this is a very specific energy, but it does feel like this date, like this person would be coming into your life during a time where something is falling apart in your current relationship, or in life in general. If this is really not talking about a relationship here, maybe it's like just something, is falling apart, something in your life is not going according to plan, and then like this person just happens to fly into your life as this dove here, and is like a beacon of hope, shows you a good time, shows you that there are better times waiting for you, even during the course of destruction. Now with the Tower, this definitely feels very divinely timed and like divinely orchestrated. So for who is initiating this date, I would say Spirit is initiating this date. I do think Spirit is sending, Spirit, the universe, God, angels, whoever it is you believe in, the higher power is sending somebody in during something in your life that's not really going well. And I think it's divinely orchestrated that way, so they can like show you that it doesn't have to be like this. There is hope, or you can have hope moving forward. You can feel loved moving forward in some way. So there's heavily like divine timing in play here. It's interesting because for some of you, it doesn't have to be that like this relationship is taking away from your independence. It could just be that you're just not in it anymore. It could be that maybe it was a good relationship for a long time, but it's falling apart. And maybe that's why you're just like, do I even want to continue on with this? Because the relationship itself is like falling apart, or your life is falling apart in the sense of with this relationship. Because the Tower is a pretty intense energy, and we can see it right here. And I even think with the full moon in the background of this Tower, the full moon talks about our awareness, and we are becoming very aware that something in our current relationship or current situation is just not working out, and we're kind of over it. Okay, so I do feel like Spirit is initiating this date. There is some divine timing, divine orchestration going on, so I don't think you have to seek this person out. They will just eventually find you, or you will both just find each other. Let's see, what is the setting / environment of this date for group 1? What is sweet energy? Oh my gosh, we have the King of Pentacles bottom of the... Or no, this is the King of Swords. Never mind. I thought this was the King of Pentacles. But I will keep it out since I brought it out together. Now, this is interesting because this is the setting and or environment. And this is such a sweet energy. It's like such a nurturing, warm, loving energy. I feel like the setting for this date with this person, whoever it is you're, meeting, I do feel like this will be a very... Oh, okay. I just got a message. This is not going to be for everybody. So if you feel like the person that you are currently with is not somebody you ever, you don't want this person, this is not the relationship for you, you don't want to continue, you know for sure you're breaking up, or if you're already in a separation, you know that this is a new person coming in and not the same person, then yes, then for you that it is a new person coming in. But for some of you, I don't know, there could be some rekindling with the same person, you're feeling that love again with the same person. But obviously, if that's not what you want, then don't claim that message. But whatever the setting or whoever it is with, new or old person, it's a very loving, warm, nurturing setting. I mean, we just see the mom with her baby right here with the animals. It's a very, nurturing energy. It's a very stable energy. It's very calming. It's very down to earth. It could be something very relaxing that you do that doesn't take up a lot of, it doesn't take up a lot of energy, your mental or physical or emotional energy. You could literally just be at home watching a movie, at home talking, or just in a very comfortable setting. It could even be dimly lit. You could even be bonding over a warm meal, a good meal, just cuddled up in blankets in your PJs, whatever it is. It feels like a very down-to-earth, cozy environment, which is why it's making me think of home or food could be involved here. But this is again why I feel like this person is really coming in to nurture you and to take care of you during a time when something in your life is falling apart. That's why I don't know if it's going to be the same person for a lot of you. That's why I feel like it's a new person. But for some of you, I think Spirit is saying for some of you, it could be the same person if that is available. But yeah, it feels like a very loving, warm, nurturing energy. I thought this was the King of Pentacles, but it's actually the King of Swords. And I do feel like whoever this energy is that's coming through, they're very peaceful. They're very at peace, and they bring a lot of peace to your chaotic situation at that time. I think this is somebody who you can have deep intellectual conversations with. This is somebody who understands you really well. And I feel like they make you feel very safe. They make you feel seen, and they don't add to the chaos. If anything, they're extinguishing the fire. They're not adding fuel to the flames. But yeah, I think the setting will be a very loving, nurturing, warm, cozy, maybe even quiet environment. Could even be a coffee shop as well. But it feels like you're very comfortable. So it could literally be at your home. You invite this person to your home, or you're going to their home, or it just feels or if you have a space that you love, like a cafe or something, a place that you actually feel very comfortable in, it could be that place. But I just feel like you'll be very comfortable here. Let's see, how are you? Oh my gosh. let's see, how do you feel about this person during this date? How does group 1 feel about this person during this date? So we have the 5 of Cups, but it came out in the reverse. So 5 of Cups in the reverse. And then how do they feel about you during this date for group 1? How did they feel? Oh my gosh, the 10 of Cups. Look at how cute this image is. Oh my gosh. There's that dimly lit, warm, cozy environment. Like maybe you're cuddled up in a blanket together. Maybe there's a lot of like physical affection. It doesn't have to be sexual, but just like a lot of like love and affection, and like you're holding each other very close. Oh my gosh. And this person literally loves you. Holy cow. This could already be somebody you know, because I think the 10 of Cups, I mean, unless it's like love at first sight and, you know, like they just instantly fall for you 100%, which is possible, very possible. But I do think that for some of you, maybe you're already friends with this person, or it's like maybe they already have feelings for you to some extent, or you already have feelings for them. Maybe that's why you feel so comfortable, because you already kind of know each other, and they kind of like swoop in during this falling apart in your life. Oh my God, but they love you. I mean, and I think they came into this loving you already, or they came into this having feelings for you already. And I'm already hearing them say like, I want to treat you right. I want to treat you how you deserve to be treated. They could have even watched somebody like mistreat you or abuse you, or somebody put you through a very toxic relationship, and they just had to stand by and watch it. And now they're like very loving and nurturing towards you, because they're like, I want to treat you how you deserve to be treated. This is again why I think this is not the same person that is causing the chaos. I very strongly believe for 99% of you, this is somebody else. And I love that you both have Cups out, because it's showing that both of you are feeling love and feeling, you know, that sense of an emotional connection with each other. I think they feel it more than you, 100%. I mean, they're like ready. They're like, they're 100% in love with you, literally the moment they already come into this date. But I think for you, you're very 50-50. You have the 5 of Cups in the reverse here. The 5 of Cups does talk about sadness, talks about disappointment, talking about something really hurts you in your life. And I mean, we see that with the Tower, like something is hurting you in this moment. And I do think it's of that relationship or something you're deciding to leave behind and walk away from. So you're like, you're very happy that this person is there to like nurture you and take care of you, but I do think you have your own sadness or something that you are dealing with during this time. That's why you're kind of like halfway there, but they are there 100%. And I think this person would not leave your side at all. But I do think even in this image, this person's crying. They could even be that shoulder you cry on. They could hold you while you're crying or while you're, you know, really upset. And I think this gives you that space to let it all out, to just let it out, you know, just cry it out. Just, they're like, I'm here for you. Just tell me everything you want to say. Like, just put it all out on the table. Like, I'm here to pick up the pieces for you. Oh my God, that is the sweetest person ever. So then let's see, what will you talk about and or do together during this date? We also have Scorpio out twice, so Scorpio could be significant in some way. Let's see, what will you talk about and or do together? Okay, there's the King of Pentacles. So now we have the King and Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, so I really think that whoever this person is, there is long-term potential here with the two of you. I think you're very similar. Maybe you didn't see it in the time being, especially if you knew this person for a long time. Maybe you never saw how compatible you are until this moment. I really do think the two of you will bond together very well during this healing period for you, or, you know, with whatever's happening. You'll bond really well together, and you'll realize, wait a second, like, we're really compatible. Like, you're almost like my other half. And they're like, yeah, like, I've been here the whole time. It really feels like for some of you, this is like that friend that was like always in love with you, always really cared about you, but you never saw them in that light until you finally did see them in that light, and you're just like, whoa, wait a second, like, you've been around this whole time. What will you talk about and or do together? Again, the King of Pentacles is a very stable, grounding, nurturing, dependable energy. I really feel like it's interesting that this is coming up as like your next date, but maybe for some of you, if there has already been a breakup, you could have been very distant from dating and or just any romantic situation. So when this happens, that's why it's coming up as your next date, because this is like the first time you are emotionally unloading on somebody in that way or seeking comfort from somebody in that way. Because it feels like a very cozy setting where you're really just like unleashing everything on this person emotionally, like emotionally and mentally. But I feel like they're here to take it. I mean, they're here for you. And that's why it feels like a very cozy scenario of just like two people talking. But I feel like for you, maybe that's exactly what you needed. Let me get one more card with what will you talk about and or do together. Oh my gosh, and we literally have the Nine of Pentacles. Like, come on, like, can we get any more obvious that you guys are very compatible? Okay, so with the Nine of Pentacles, I see that for this to be what you're doing and or like talking about, again, I think you're talking about your life, talking about everything that's happened, talking about what you expect in the future, talking about how you're going to change. This really feels like a reflecting moment when you're reflecting on like everything that happened, or really talking through everything that could have happened to you recently, and you're really like coming out feeling like a much better person. And it's like you're coming out with a better knowledge of like who you are and what you want out of life and the type of relationships you want moving forward. Like, that's what it feels like. It feels like deep conversations, but we're reflecting. Even this, it makes sense. Like, it gives you the time and space to kind of rest and rejuvenate, and it kind of gives you that hopeful energy about life again. I also think this person is really going to hype you up, and they're really going to tell you like, oh my gosh, like, you're amazing, you're beautiful, you're confident, you're independent, like, you have all these amazing traits, and you are so capable of moving on from whatever happened in your life, and and being strong and being happy and finding your independence again. So I really feel like this is going to be like your number one fan, but I think it's going to be a much deeper energy during this date. And I kind of felt that from the very beginning too. So can we get any time frames? Oh wow, that was fast. We have the Devil. So the Devil, for a time frame, Devil is Capricorn energy. So Capricorn season could be significant. The Devil is also a slow energy as well. You are getting a lot of slow energies here. Another way I could interpret the time frame here is like, say you have gone through a breakup or you are single for a while and you're finally like, healing. I also feel like this could talk about somebody coming in, like your soulmate or the right person coming into your life as you are healing or after you've healed a little bit. That's why it feels like maybe a slower energy. Maybe that's why it feels like you talk a lot about a lot of things. But Capricorn season could be significant. But a slower time frame. Because what I'm seeing is like you would probably already be out of this energy and already be healing from whatever it is that happened here with that, going back and forth or whatever. And you would already kind of be going through this. That's why I don't think this will happen to you right now, because I think in your current energy, you're still contemplating like what to do. So then I think like after this happens, then you would meet this person after that. So yeah, maybe like a more slower time frame. I forget what number the Devil is. I don't know. Is it like the number 15? I know it's not 13, but maybe like a couple months. I would say couple months. Maybe even up to like a few weeks to a few months after this. So I think this would be your time marker situation, the Tower moment, and then all of this would happen after that. I think you will leave this scenario or this date feeling much better about yourself as well. Okay, and then let's see, what will this ultimately lead to? What will this date ultimately lead to for group 1? What will this date ultimately lead to? We have the Knight of Pentacles. Let me clarify, or get one more card. What will this date ultimately lead to? Can we clarify the Knight of Pentacles here? We have Judgment. I think, I will be totally honest, I don't know if you would want to be in a relationship right away, especially if you went through something pretty, you know, intense. So with the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like you will come out of this date feeling much better about yourself, and it almost gives you like that confidence boost that you were needing, or just that clarity that you were seeking, or even just knowing that like you can have a good time and have a good date with somebody, and like kind of like it helps you get out of this situation here. But I also think that it helps you move forward in your life. Like it helps you heal, it helps you work through some things, but then it helps you move forward. So I think in this moment, especially like if you went through something, you know, difficult, I don't think you're wanting to jump back into a committed relationship again. I think you could definitely like stay friends with this person and keep in touch with this person and like all of that, but I don't know if you would jump right into a commitment. But I think at the end of the day, this date and this person and their energy in your life really helps you heal and helps you move forward from something that was really difficult. That's why it feels so like divinely timing, divinely orchestrated, because the universe is giving you somebody at the right time to help work through something, to help you realize certain things and heal and, you know, all of that. And that way it also helps you move forward. Now, I don't know what's going to happen in the long term. Maybe you guys stay, you know, best friends and then eventually get together. I'm not sure. But I think in the timeline that I'm seeing it, you would still need some more time to heal from whatever's happening. And then, you know, so it helps you move forward. It helps you heal. That's kind of where I'm leaving it off as. Okay, group 1, thank you so much for letting me give you this reading, you guys. I hope it was helpful. This was a very specific energy. I feel like if you made it all the way to the end, then this was probably your group. If not, then please check out another group. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your support here on YouTube. I do have a Patreon if you're interested in exclusive content, and the viewers on Patreon get to suggest the monthly readings. And I'm offering private readings right now. If that's something you're interested in, go ahead and book a reading with me. My email will be in the description below. But yes, take good care of yourself. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose this moon card with this blue obsidian crystal and the Tarot of the Divine, this is your group. Hello, group number 2. I'm going to set your crystal right there. All right, let's go over the breakdown really quick of our reading today. So we're going to start off with your current energy, and this can also be your energy check. So if the current energy really just does not sound like you, doesn't sound like your energy at all, then definitely go ahead and check out a different group. Oh, my ear's ringing. The left ear is ringing for some reason, which is interesting because my ears don't ring that often. Okay, so after your current energy check, we're going to go ahead and see all about this date, your next date. We will see who will initiate this date, what is the setting/environment of the date. We'll see how are you feeling about them and how are they feeling about you during this date. We'll also see what you'll talk about/do together. We'll see are there any time frames and what will this date ultimately lead to. So that is everything we're going to be talking about today. Yeah, that's interesting. My ears normally don't ring like that ever. So maybe like ear ringing could be some kind of a sign for you. Maybe that means something to you, but yeah, that's interesting. When I was sitting with this moon card, there is this energy of like pondering something. You're pondering your life, you're pondering your current circumstances, your current situation, or you're questioning something, or you're in some kind of an unknown in your life right now. Especially with the moon being full, it's really making you question a lot of things. A lot of things are coming up to the surface. Maybe things are trying to be released, trying to be healed, or there's just a lot of confusion or questioning, or just you're really just pondering like the meaning of life, the greater meaning of things, the greater meaning of the universe, the greater meaning of relationships. Like you're really just questioning things. I don't know why that's all I can really sense, but it's coming through so strongly that you are questioning something in your life right now, or you're just in some period of an unknown. You just don't know what's happening next. Maybe you're really turning to your intuition, because that's another thing with the moon. It's all about our intuition. It's about the unknown, but we are listening and being guided by our intuition or by spirit. We don't know what's actively happening, but the universe is guiding us somewhere. And I think you're maybe questioning and just curious or worried, or I don't know. There's just this like, I don't know what's going on right now. Or like, what do I do next? Kind of an energy coming through for this group. But again, you don't have to resonate with the intro card messages. That's just what I feel sometimes for some of you that's watching this. But you don't have to resonate with that. So let's go ahead and get started with your current energy. So hopefully you resonate with this, because this is talking about your current energy right now whenever you are watching this video. And if you feel like this current energy does not resonate with you, then definitely check out a different group. But if it does, then stick around and we will get to the rest of the reading with the deck that you guys chose. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what is group 2's current energy. Leadership with the number 6 and broccoli. We also have Libra energy here. Oh, I love broccoli so much. We have the 6 of Pentacles. You have 2 6s coming out at the same time. We also have Gemini up here too. And then this is Taurus energy. Whoa, there's Taurus again with Venus. Taurus and Libra. We have young woman, lover, mistress, artist, love, pleasure, relationships, money. So Taurus is coming up twice. Libra is coming out twice. Yeah, you could really just be like questioning your life right now. And it doesn't have to be that like anything bad is happening, you know? I think especially with this person looking at their reflection here, it's just they're just questioning like, am I really doing what I want to do? Am I living the life I want to be living? And you could definitely be successful. You know, you could be doing well in your life. You could be doing well in your career. Both of these cards make me feel like you could be doing well. You could be making money. You could be, you know, comfortable in your life. But it does make me feel like you're really wondering, like, is this really what I want? Is this what I want to do? Is this the career I want to be in? There is a lot of like looking at yourself and like just pondering and questioning, like, am I really happy? There could also be a level of guilt that I'm sensing, because maybe you are making good money. Maybe you do have a good job. Maybe you have a stable life. You know, you have independence and you have a lot of things that people want and people crave, or people like, you know, not everyone has money. Not everyone has a good career. Not everyone has stability. Not everyone has independence. And maybe you have all of these things, but you're still unfulfilled. And then you feel a level of guilt because you're like, well, you know, so many people don't have what I have. Like, I should feel happy. I should feel fulfilled, but I'm not. And maybe you kind of guilt yourself in a way, like, why do I feel this way? Like, I should feel happy, you know? You could also be going through like a midlife crisis for some of you, you know, when you kind of reach a certain point and you're just like, what the heck is going on? You know, you could be going through something like that. Some of you could even be going through your Saturn return right now, which really does shake things up. So there could really be, you know, something going on astrologically as well, which is kind of contributing to what you are intuitively feeling. Especially with the moon, you could be a very intuitive person. So like a lot of things just happen to affect you. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Disconnect and boredom with the number 4. This is what I'm saying. This is everything that I just said. Even the fact that this person is standing in a castle, you know, like they're in a castle. there's a rainbow, there's happiness, there's luxury, there's independence, there's freedom. This person literally has everything. He's standing in a freaking castle that not many people, you know, have the privilege to have the life that this person has, but they're still feeling discontent and boredom. I think that's exactly what you're going through. And I think this card really summarized everything I wanted to say. And then you have the Two of Cups. You have two rainbows out. Oh, for some of you, maybe that's the one thing that's missing in your life is love. Because the Two of Cups talks about soulmates. Venus literally talks about the seventh house, which is about marriage, partnerships, commitment, long-term stability. Oh, I think I understand what's happening. It's like you have everything in life except a relationship, or except that emotional support or that emotional connection with somebody, and that's like really pulling you down, even though you have everything else. Because even with this, it's like I feel like you have everything that a person could want except for love, in that sense, like love from a partner. You could have love from friends, love from family, love from your pets, even love from coworkers. But I think, you know, as humans, we crave romance. We crave that love that we can only find in a romantic partner. And I think that's what you're daydreaming about, or that's what you're pondering. It's like, well, I've done everything else in life, you know, I've hit all the boxes, but I can't seem to find my soulmate, or I can't seem to find a long-term relationship. Even with the way this person is laying in the water here, looking up at the rainbow, even that is making me think of like daydreaming. Like, where are they? Are they somewhere over the rainbow? Am I ever going to find them? And I think that maybe there is a level of discontent and boredom in your life because you haven't found that love that you are seeking. Or you're really pondering and questioning and asking the universe, where are they? Like, I've done everything. I want to be in love already. Like, yeah, especially if you have everything in life, you know, you have money, you have success, you have independence, stability. You can even be just very like beautiful as well, because Venus talks about beauty. So you could be very physically just like conventionally beautiful, conventionally handsome. You feel like I have everything in life that somebody could want, but the one thing that I don't have is the one thing I crave the most, which is a soulmate or a romantic partner. Even this image is very similar to me, to this, because in this, she's looking up into the sky, wondering where this person is. In this person's looking up at the moon or at the sky or at God or the divine and asking, where are they? You know, why aren't they here yet? And I think you're fulfilled in everything except for emotional fulfillment. That's really how it's coming through. And I think that is really causing you to question your life and question your happiness. Oh my gosh, even this, look at that. I just shuffled and we have 10 of Cups. Like, that is what you want. You want love, you want commitment, maybe you want family, maybe you want kids, maybe you want to live with somebody, you want that happy home life. You could even like live alone, or even like maybe there's some boredom or discontent in your living situation because you'd rather be living with a partner, or you'd rather like have that home life but you don't. Very specific energy. I'm gonna take a sip of my drink really quick. Yeah, very specific energy. Okay. Yeah, especially if you're older. There's this energy of like, how much longer do I have to wait for my person? To the point, maybe some of you have even convinced yourself like you don't even have a soulmate, or like you don't even have a person, because you're just like, it's just not happening. Okay. Okay, let's get into it. If you feel like this is your energy, now we're going to answer the questions. If you feel like this is not your energy, then definitely check out a different group. So, let's see. Oh, and we also had Cancer out twice. This is literally Venus in Cancer. And so you have Venus out twice. So yeah, your love space, like your emotional heart space, I think it's like that's the one thing that you want filled. For some of you, you could even already be in a relationship but still feel this way. I am feeling for some of you, it's like you're in a relationship that you're not feeling the love, you're not feeling the emotional fulfillment, and you're you know, you have that marriage, you have the home with them, but you're still discontent and bored, or you're disconnected from them and bored, even though like you have that perfect image marriage, or you know, like it looks like, well, this is what we're supposed to be doing, but I'm still not feeling it with this person. Okay, let's go ahead and see who will initiate this date. So now for group 2, all about their next date. Who will initiate this next date for group 2? Ooh, 3 of Cups. Okay, you could meet this person through a friend or through a third party acquaintance. And I think they are going to introduce the two of you together. I think you're going to meet this person through a friend group, or just through other people, through coworkers, through classmates. It feels like somebody is going to introduce the two of you together. You could also meet this person. This is interesting because this is not really what I asked, but you could meet this person in some kind of a public setting, and it's like you happen to go there because like your friends are there, but then this person also has friends there, or there's like mutual acquaintances, so they also show up here, and then you guys meet that way. This is also Venus. Oh no, this is not Venus, sorry, this is Cancer. That's what I tried to say. This is Cancer, because the 2 of Cups is Venus in Cancer, and this is something else in Cancer that I can't remember. But Cancer is coming through very strongly. Okay, so can we ask another card? Who will initiate this date? So we kind of see you're gonna like meet up through people. You got another 3. 3 of Pentacles. This could even be a blind date. Oh my god, because the 3 of Cups talks about a third person. Even the 3 of Pentacles can talk about a third person. Like somebody else is doing this for you. But I don't think these cards don't really talk about spirit or divine timing or divine intervention. So I think you could totally be set up on some kind of a blind date. Or it's like your friends and their friends are like, wait a second, these 2 people are compatible and they're looking for the same thing. So then they kind of like push the 2 of you together somehow. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be like a full-on blind date, but it's like somebody's like, hey, you should go meet this person, and their friends are like, hey, you should go meet this person, and then you meet up. It really feels like, and the fact that I clarified and they gave me another third person card, feels like somebody, a human being that you know and that they know, somebody mutual is going to bring the 2 of you together on this date. Okay, that's cool. I don't think I've ever got a message like that. So then let's see, what is the setting / environment of this date? Ooh, 7 of Cups and Ace of Cups. Okay, so this is the setting. Wow, so many genie lamps. Genie lamps could be some kind of a message for somebody here. This is even making me think of the movie Aladdin. So for sure, I definitely think the setting and or environment is more fun and flirty. and loud. I am hearing like there's people around you, especially with all these cups here. It does feel like some kind of a bar or a restaurant or some kind of like a social setting. I don't think you're at home. I don't think this is in your basement. I don't think this is in your living room, in your kitchen. I think both of you are going to be meeting in a public place where there could be a lot of drinks, you know, there could be food, there could be other people. I definitely hear chatter. Like I hear it's a kind of like a chattery, loud environment. It could even be outdoors. I am feeling the sun because I'm seeing all this water and all this blue. It definitely made me feel like we're sitting under the sun, under an umbrella, like an outdoor seating kind of a place, or it's just gonna be a warm day and you can be inside, but I am seeing like the sun. It's sunny. But yeah, chattery. I think the setting and environment will be chattery, loud. I definitely think you could be like drinking or eating soup or like drinking liquids. This could also be some kind of a traditional restaurant or a traditional cafe to like, I don't know, like it doesn't have to be one of your cultures, but it could just be like a more traditional setting. People could be eating or drinking traditional foods. But with all these cups, I do think that like for the setting and environment, yeah, it's like it's a place where you can really like talk and like get to know each other, but I don't think you're alone. And it's interesting because I'm actually not viewing this as this. Like this is showing me setting an environment, but this is showing me that like you feel really good, which is interesting because that's going to be the next card that I pull. But I feel like they kind of fill you up a little bit. You know, we were just talking about feeling unfulfilled, or the one thing that's not filled is your heart space. So it does feel like they're slowly pouring into your heart space during this date. I don't think it's a lot. I don't think it's like, it's not the 10 of cups, you know, like you're not like falling in love with this person. But I do feel like as you're hanging out with them, you're like, huh, they really check my boxes. I really like them. And I think it's slowly like feeling, it's like giving you butterflies. You're like, oh, maybe I could actually like this person a little bit. But yeah, I think that's the environment. So let me just get the next card. How are you feeling about them during this date? Oh, you know what's so funny? I have definitely done this, and I think maybe most people, not all, I don't know, I think some people do this, right? Like when you're meeting somebody and it's your first date with them and you like have no idea who, you don't know them, right? Like you're still nervous, you're not comfortable with them, where you kind of like get something small to eat, like you have to like cut it up and like take little bites, or because like I do that, you know, if it's my first date and I like want to make a good impression and I'm not comfortable with this person, like I'm not just gonna eat a whole burger and like stuff my face with a burger because I'm not comfortable with them. I don't know them like that. It kind of feels like that with this, just being like one cup. It feels like, okay, I'm gonna use my knife and fork and take little itty bitty bites, or like I'm gonna get a soup. So it's like not messy, you know, it's kind of like I have to get something because we're like eating or drinking or something. But it's like, okay, I'm gonna get like the cleanest, most like feminine, or even just like the most like cleanest and like not messiest thing on the menu. I do that. So that's why I thought that was funny, because for some of you it's like, especially you're like, oh, I kind of like this person. Okay, I don't want to stuff my face in front of you right now. Yeah, some of you could feel that way. Okay, let's see. How are you feeling about them during this date? Oh, I just heard a wish come true. Like you're rubbing the genie lamp and then the genie grants you a wish and you're just like, oh my god, like you're so great. Let's see, how is group 2 feeling during this date? 3 of Swords. It is in the reverse. And then let's see, how are they feeling? Wow, that came out fast. 2 of Swords. Interesting. It's very interesting that both of you got swords out, especially like the 2 and the 3 here. So I'm going to put these together because this definitely feels like your energy as one. And then I'm going to put this as their energy. So this is specifically the moon in Libra. So some of you could, or this person could have their moon in Libra. That could be a way to know. It doesn't have to be. But this is also Libra. So we have Libra coming out a lot here today for this group. So for your energy with the Three of Swords in the reverse, I do see this as like a healing energy, you know, because traditional tarot, when it's upright, we see the swords going through the heart. So it feels like there's active pain because it's piercing the heart. But when the card is in the reverse, I always look at it as like the swords are falling out. So it is healing. Like we're not actively in pain because the swords are coming out and the wounds are healing. So it does feel like for you, you are, you know, they are filling your cup in some way. And I think you are, there is some like sadness or some energy like that leaving your body in a sense. Like you feel good about this person and it almost feels like hopeful, you know, even if it doesn't go where you want it to go with this person. I do think that this person gives you hope that like you could feel this way again. You know, there is somebody out there that could check all your boxes, and it's like it's making you feel hopeful again instead of feeling like, oh, I'll never find somebody. You know, you're hopeful, you're like, oh, okay, like this is good. And then on their end, it's interesting. We have the Two of Swords because it really feels like, especially since like neither of you initiated this date and like other people brought the two of you together, it almost feels like maybe this person is not 100% ready for a commitment or like to let their guard down. Or it feels like maybe, because you know when like other people, well, I don't know if you've ever been set up on a blind date, but it's like you might not be 100% ready because you're not initiating it, right? Like somebody else is saying, hey, like you could really get along with this person, and you're like, okay, I'll go check it out, but maybe I'm not 100% emotionally available. That's kind of what it's feeling like for them. They might not be 100% emotionally available and they're a bit guarded, but I think they wanted to take the opportunity and hang out with you and see what's up. So that's like how it's coming through for their energy. And it feels like maybe they were hurt, maybe they're really healing from a past breakup, or it feels like they still have walls up. They're still guarded in some way. So when they are meeting you, they are guarded, you know, in some way. And you are feeling more hopeful that like, oh, okay, like this is nice. Like it's nice to know that I can find somebody that I like. Let me get one more card about how they feel about you. Can we clarify the Two of Swords? The Page of Swords. They're very curious about you, and I think they're very, you know, they're interested about you, about getting to know you. They're very curious about you. But you see, what's interesting is that this is all swords. So it's all mental activity. It's all about logic. It's all about their mind. I don't really see any emotions coming through here. So it does feel like they do have a wall up and they are guarding their heart in some way. But I do think that they are interested. They're very curious about you. They want to get to know you, you know? And yeah, they're curious, they want to get to know you better, but they do have a wall up. Okay, now let's see, what will you talk about / do together? What will you talk about / do together? That's interesting. We have the Devil in the reverse. I immediately saw this as like a lingering thought that comes to the both of you when you're hanging out. I think you're both going to be very, 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 very physically attracted to each other. Like very infatuated with each other. Like if you weren't here, you'd probably rip each other's clothes off. And with this being in the reverse, like the thing I heard is that like you really, both of you have to hold back that chemistry, because there will be a lot of like, I definitely see physical chemistry between the two of you. And I immediately saw this as like you're holding back, like both of you are holding back the need to like jump over this table right now. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so I do think there'll be a lot of like physical chemistry, but I think during this date you'll be holding back but I think you'll be very attracted to them and they're very attracted to you. Anyway, what will you talk about and or do together? Oh my gosh. Okay. 10 of Cups. I think that what you will talk about is okay. I think what you will talk about is like happy things, happy thoughts. You could even talk about like your ideal partner or like what is it you're looking for in a relationship. Talk about things that make you, yeah, happy in life, because I mean, the 10 of Cups, I can't really view this as like, okay, let's get married, because clearly we see that neither of you are there. But it does feel like you talk about, you know, your life, what you want your life to be in the long term, what makes you happy, your dreams, your aspirations. I also feel like you guys really open up to each other. So you do have more like deep, meaningful conversations and not just surface level conversations. And I think that's another reason they're very curious about you, because I think you guys can have good conversations. And yeah, talk about like meaningful things. Meaningful things. You could even talk about each other's families, each other's cultures or customs or anything like that. And then yes, there's a lot of sexual tension here between the two of you. Anything else about what will they talk about or do together? With the 8 of Cups, how interesting is this energy? For some of you, you could already know this person, maybe. Okay, not going to be for everybody, but for some of you, this could be somebody that you had dated before. And this is almost like some level of closure for some of you. Like, that's why it's helping you heal a little bit. Because it's like the closure you were seeking. Maybe that's why, maybe it's the closure that they were also seeking. And that's why you're like, yes, you're very attracted to each other, but it's like, that's why you're also talking about more long-term things. Because with the 8 of Cups here, this is really showing me that like, it's just showing me some level of closure for some of you. I don't know why. Like you're realizing, okay, like, yes, I can walk away from this, or like, okay, I don't have to hold on to this connection anymore, or like, yes, like this is the closure that I was seeking about this person, especially if there were a lot of what ifs for you about this person. Now, if that's not the case, because that's definitely not going to be the case for everybody, and this is like a brand new person that you are meeting, I see this 8 of Cups as like, you're really talking about like your next steps in life, long-term plans, like what you are doing next, what you are seeking out of life. So I think, again, more deep internal conversations about all of that. Very interesting. Let's get any time frames. Whoops. Let's get any time frames here for group number 2. Knight of Swords. So I think this could be very quick, very, very fast. This could even be in the next week, next couple of weeks. Yeah, I think very, very fast with the Knight of Swords. And then what will this date eventually lead to? What will this date eventually lead to? The Fool. A new perspective? For those of you, if this is the closure that you were seeking from somebody, you're going to get that closure. And you will, you know, eventually with the Fool, you're having a new beginning, you're starting over in life, and you're able to finally close this chapter on this person. You're able to finally heal and be like, yes, like this is done. I'm not interested anymore. Like, this could definitely be, for some of you, this could be a person that you were still holding on to, or somebody that you still had lingering feelings for. Like, it was never officially over with this person or the idea of this person. But now, after you've realized, like, yeah, like, this is not the person for me, you know, you finally have that closure and you're able to move on in life and have a new beginning in your love life. And then for others of you, I think this gives you more clarity that there is somebody out there for you. Like, I do think to some extent this person does heal you or give you some reassurance in some way that, like, okay, there are like-minded people out there. There are people that tick my boxes. You know, it is possible for me to find somebody where we are very similar and, like, we get along and we could be compatible. Because I do think they're not emotionally available, and I don't think you are either. That's why I really feel like for some of you, this is closure from somebody that you are moving on from. Because neither of you are emotionally available to the other person. But either way, I do think that it helps you realize, like, okay, like, I can be more hopeful about love. I can be more hopeful moving forward about my love life. So I do think, like, this is some closure or some reassurance that you needed. And yeah, that's what I see. Okay, group number 2, thank you so much for letting me give you this reading. I feel like this is an energy where, since you're so, like, 50-50 on, like, whatever could happen next, you could totally watch another group, because I think for this reading, like, you're not closed off to relationships, you know, once this is over. And you could still be seeking a partner. So I think you could even resonate with another group, you know, with a different date. But yes, thank you so much for letting me give you this reading. If you're interested in exclusive content, I do have a Patreon where the viewers get to suggest the monthly readings. So that will be linked in the description below. And I'm also offering private readings right now. So if you're interested in a one-on-one session, go ahead and book a reading with me. My email is in the description below as well. But yes, take good care of yourself, you guys. Have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you are. And I do want to say, if you're hearing rumbling, it's raining outside. It's not me, I swear. It's the weather. There, you just heard it again. Okay, thank you so much for being here. Take good care, and I'll see you later. I don't know what I was about to say. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose this 8 of Wands with the Neoteric Feminine Tarot and this Carnelian Ball, this is your group. Hello, group number 3. Thank you guys so much for being here. This deck and this crystal definitely match the aesthetic of the flowers, so I'm loving it. But yes, let's go over our reading today. Oh, and I want to mention, it is raining really heavily outside and there is thunder. So if you hear the rumbling, I really hope it's not too annoying. I did let, like, almost an hour, maybe a little over an hour pass because it was really bad, and now it's slowed down a bit, so I want to finish this today, so I really hope it's not going to be too distracting. But here is our breakdown for the reading. We're going to start off with your current energy first, and this can also be your energy check for you to know if this is your group or not, because if the current energy does not sound like you, then definitely check out a different group. We'll go ahead and see who will initiate this date. We will see what is the setting/environment of the date. We'll see how are you feeling about them and how are they feeling about you during the date. We'll see what you'll talk about and or do together. We'll see, are there any time frames that Spirit wants to give you? And then we'll see, what will this date eventually lead to? So there is a lot to talk about. And I do want to read the keywords on the 8 of Wands here. It says movement, speed, progress, quick decisions, sudden changes, and excitement. I love the 8 of Wands. This is Sagittarius energy here. So this really feels like you're in a very exciting time in your life. Things could be rapidly changing in your life as well, or you are just very optimistic, excited, ready for rapid change, ready for new things to happen. But there is something here about, like, there's just a lot of excitement. I'm ready to go, go, go. Like, I don't want to be in one space. I just want to get to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. But yeah, it's very fun. It's very exciting. I love Sagittarius. I love this energy. It very much feels like it doesn't want to be set in stone. It doesn't want to be permanent. It just wants to be fluid all the way. It just wants to be in movement 24/7. And it's always forward moving. And I love it. I just really love this energy. You don't have to resonate with that, but that is just kind of what I'm feeling with the card. So let me move this aside. Okay, now these cards here, this is going to show us your current energy, and you actually got an extra one, so I kept both of them. But this is going to show us your current energy, and then after this we will go on with the rest of the reading. So let's see what is group 3's current energy. We have 16 with memory and rosemary. Ooh, there could be something about your hair, because rosemary is really good for hair and hair growth and hair health. So like rosemary oil is like really good for your hair. There could be something about your hair. I don't know what it is. Maybe taking better care of your hair. We have, I think this is Leo. Yeah, we have Leo here. We have memory, number 16. Yes, this is exactly what I'm feeling. Queen of Wands. Love it. Ooh, 10th house with Saturn and Capricorn. Career, reputation, authority, government. Okay, yeah, I really love this energy so far. More fire. Look at this. Page of Wands. Heavy fire. And the fact that we have Leo on this card too. We have Leo. We have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius with both of these. And then you have Sagittarius from your intro card. Oh, wow. We have love begins with the number 1. So this is the Ace of Cups. Oh my gosh. And then you have another one. Passion ignited, literally. And this is the Ace of Cups. This is the Ace of Wands. Also, did you hear that? That's what I'm talking about. It's so loud, and I'm hoping that it doesn't get worse, because then I will have to pause and come back. How can I lay them so we can see both of them? Okay. Wow, I really, really love this energy. Lots of fire. Okay, I do want to start off with the Page of Wands, especially with both of these aces here. I feel like you're in a very extroverted stage in your life, but it's also in the fact of like trying new things, trying new hobbies, trying new experiences, and you're very much like excited about the next thing. That's kind of what I was saying in the very beginning as well, because the page is the youngest of the court cards, so it just feels like you're ready to just try new things, and you just want to keep like trying new things and keep evolving in that way. I feel like you don't really want to stay in one place or stay in one energy for too long. The 10th house here really talks about the public eye, or your career, your status, your reputation. So with all of these together, it really feels like you're searching for something in the public eye. So maybe there's a certain career. It's immediately making me think of career. There's like something you're trying to do when it comes to being in the public eye, or your career, or your reputation. Or you're taking the like how the public views you very seriously. And this could also just be about your public life as well, because reputation doesn't have to be like a status kind of a reputation. It could be, you know, reputation with just the people around you, but it feels like you have a very specific reputation, or you have a very specific like persona about you, and I think that's what you enjoy. That's how you want to maintain that. With the Queen of Wands, and again, all the wands and fire that we see here, I feel like you're very, very sexy. You're very beautiful. You're very handsome. You know, this could even be the King of Wands, but it's just like that energy is somebody who is very physically attractive. They're very confident. They're very outgoing. They're really only interested in themselves. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that in a great way. Like this person, you know, this energy here for group 3, it's like you're really only worried about yourself, about what you are doing next. I don't think you really have a relationship in mind. I don't think you have like, you know, people in mind that are like helping you, or like driving you to do certain things. You seem very independent, and you're really only worried and taking care of yourself. And I almost feel like you don't even have time for a relationship. Like it's like giving hustler vibes. Like you're just so busy. You're so excited about life. You're always trying new things, always meeting new people. Like you don't even have time for a relationship. I do feel like with the Queen of Wands and the 10th house and even the Page of Wands, you're very determined right now to create the life of your dreams. Like that's coming through very strongly, especially with the page, because for some of you, you could just be starting out in something in the field that you want to be in, or with the career or studies situation that you are wanting to pursue. You could just be starting out, or even in this new chapter in life and pursuing the life you want to live, you could just be starting out. But it does feel like with all of this, you're very determined to create the life you want to live, and like nothing is going to get in your way and nothing's going to stop you. There is a very strong determination that I'm feeling here. There's a very strong like forward moving energy, and I feel like right now it's just about you. Like you are the main character of your life. You are the center of attention in your life, and it's just like what will make me happy? What is my career? How am I going to get there? And I really feel like you're not allowing anybody to get in your way. And maybe that's why you don't really want a committed relationship right now, because it feels like there's so much freedom here, or freedom is very important to you in your life. Because without freedom, you're not going to be able to do everything you want to do. And I feel like you have a whole bucket list of things you want to do. So it feels like you don't want anything that'll take your freedom away. You don't want anything that'll make you like super I don't know why the word submissive is coming to mind, but it's like you could be somebody who wants to be in control, who wants to be in charge of your own life, of your own destiny, about, you know, you're in charge of what you're doing. And it almost feels like for some of you, if you get into a relationship, you're afraid that you would become submissive to some extent, or like somebody else would have control over you. That's coming through. That might not be for everyone, but there's definitely something here about like I'm in control of my own life and I just want to do what I want to do. But it's in like a very good way, because I don't think you're bothering anybody. I don't think you're getting in anyone's way. I don't think you're being disrespectful to people. I think you're just doing what you want to do, and you're just living the life you want to live every day, and I love it. I think this is great. This could even be about studies as well. You know, there could be a new course you want to pursue, new studies, or just education in general that you are pursuing. It's really giving independence. There could also be something about different cultures. So I think traveling could be important to you. Learning about different cultures could be important to you. But yeah, you're like this ray of sunshine. I really love your energy. With passion ignited and even this Ace of Cups and this Ace of Wands, it really feels like you have fallen in love with life, and maybe it wasn't always like that. Because for this to be an ace, it's feeling like this is just beginning. So maybe you're finally entering a phase or an era, a chapter in your life where you're happy with the life you're living, or you're finally able to create the life of your dreams, or you're finally living the life of your dreams. It's something like that. Your energy has recently shifted, and now you are very, very optimistic about your life and about the future, but you're also living very authentically to your higher self, or living very authentically to your true energy. And I think that is really what like gets you going, and it makes you very, very happy at the end of the day. With the Queen of Wands here, especially as you're finally able to pursue the life you want to live, I really feel like there's a very specific type of a relationship that you want in your life. And it's like you wouldn't settle for less than that. Because you're coming up as the queen, you are not going to settle for anything less than a king or another queen or whatever. It's like it's about that level. It's like you are on this level, and you are not going to settle for anybody that is below your level. Whether that's energetically, whether that's through independence, whether that's just everything in life. Like everything that you are doing, it's like you want somebody to match you on that level. And since you're not even like looking for a relationship, it feels like you're not even like bothered if you're not dating or if you're not finding anybody, because you're not really like looking. It's the energy of like you're keeping the door open. If your perfect person happens to swing around, I think you would be open to it, but you're not actively looking for it. I do think you have high standards. You just know what you want in a person, and you're not really gonna settle for less than that. That's like really how that's coming through. And in both of these images, they have a companion animal. So it could just be you and your animals or your pets, you know, and you're just like, you know, I'm loving my life. I'm like finally doing what I want to do. I don't want anyone to disturb the peace. I don't want anyone to like take this moment away from me. But yeah, you're in this energy of wanting to advance. You're really creating the life you want to live. And you do have your eye on the prize. It does feel like there is something you are in the process of trying to accomplish, or you're trying to unlock the next level. And you're very like tunnel visioned on getting this done, on unlocking this level in your life, on getting whatever it is. You're very tunnel visioned on it. And I just don't think that you're even like looking for a relationship. I don't really think it's on your mind. I think you're very focused on like the next task at hand. Yeah, you're really building an amazing life for yourself, and I think group 3, like, that's amazing. I really love this energy. Okay, that is really all I'm seeing for the energy check. So if that sounds like you, 11, that's making me think of 11 here. Even this reduces to a 1. So yeah, 1s repeating could be significant. We have 16 here. That could be significant. I also think with the sun here, and I said earlier, like I said something about like you're a ray of sunshine, or like, I don't know, I said something about the sun. It does feel like there is some kind of like a spotlight on you, but it's through your energy. Like you have a very unique energy, and everyone wants to be a part of it. Everyone wants to talk to you. Everyone wants to be your friend. Everyone wants a part of your energy. And maybe that's why you're good at protecting your energy or protecting your peace, and you don't just allow anybody to come in, because you have a very rare energy that everyone wants a piece of. Like no matter where you go, people notice you. You walk into a room, people notice you. People want to talk to you. People are just gravitated towards you. And I think because of that, you've had to really protect yourself. Okay, I think that's everything I'm seeing. So let's get into it and let's answer these questions here. Some of you could also be going through your Saturn return. Yeah, look at that, bottom of the deck. Momentum, confidence, expansion, growth, looking ahead with the 3 of Wands. It's like you're either about to start some kind of a new chapter in your life, or you just started, but you're very focused about moving forward, and like nothing is distracting you right now. So I'm very interested to see about this next date. So let's get into it. So for group number 3, let's see, who will initiate this date? For group 3, who will initiate this date? Who will initiate this next date for group 3? Ah! We have the 8 of Cups. We have walking away, letting go, searching for truth, leaving something behind. Those are the key words on this 8 of Cups card. I think you and this person, whoever this person is that's coming on this date with you, I think that you're going to meet them in some kind of a new environment. I also think you're just going to happen to like run into them with this 8 of Cups. Because the 8 of Cups is talking about, again, forward movement. So we're leaving something behind. We're starting some kind of a new chapter, a new job. We're moving. You know, it's like we're starting something new. And we were just talking about that. It seems like you're in that energy of just doing new things, starting new things. So it feels like as you move on to the next chapter or the next phase, or you're starting something new that requires you to leave something behind, that's when you would eventually meet this person. So it does feel like you would be in a new environment or a new setting. You could even be new to a city and you meet this person there. It does feel like you're kind of wandering, like you're doing your own thing. You're maybe intuitively being called somewhere. You could even be traveling as well. Just because this person has their backpack on, it's making me think of like backpacking through a specific place. So you could even be traveling somewhere on your own for the first time, maybe going on a solo trip by yourself as well. I also feel like you would meet this person when you put yourself out of your comfort zone in some way. Like, we already know that you're really, you know, very confident, very outgoing, extroverted, like you're very excited about life and you are putting yourself out there. But something about this, so like a solo trip somewhere, moving somewhere new, it's like it's giving something like that, especially with the backpack on. It does feel like this is traveling or moving somewhere new, maybe even a short-term stay somewhere. I feel like you would meet somebody there and you would be by yourself. It's really giving solo traveling. Actually, another thing I want to say really quick is, since it says like searching for truth, walking away, and letting go, this doesn't have to be physically traveling somewhere, physically moving somewhere. It could be for some of you, but I think for others of you, this is also just energetically letting go of something, energetically walking away from something, closing some kind of a chapter in your life. Even if it doesn't involve anything physical, this could totally be energetic. And it's like after you end a chapter and you're starting something new, starting a new chapter energetically in your life, that's also when you could meet this person. But let's see, who will initiate this date? Okay, I will take that. We have the Six of Wands. Success, victory, triumph, rewards, recognition, praise, acclaim, and pride. Okay, I think the other person will initiate the date. The other person, this is Leo energy. The other person will notice you, will see you, maybe they recognize you, but this other person, I almost feel like you're just kind of doing your own thing, like minding your own business, having a good time, and this person like sees you, and then they come up to you and they start talking to you. Because with Leo, like this is Leo, and Leo always makes me think of like that confident energy that would like go up to somebody first, that would start a conversation first. But Leos are very much like, look at me, you know, look at me, like I'm hot, I'm X, Y, and Z, like I'm so confident, you know. So it almost feels like this very like confident kind of a person would come up to you and then they would initiate this date with you. I think they would be noticing you for a while. Maybe you live in the same place, maybe you go to the same places, like the same cafes or the same restaurants or whatever it is, the same stores, and they start to like notice you. And then one day they come up to you and they initiate asking you out. Even with this person's back turned, I feel like this is you and your back is turned. So it almost feels like, again, you're not even looking for a relationship or you're not even looking for a date. You're really just doing your own thing and you don't even notice that they might even be there. And then they come up to you and then they start talking to you. This person could be very popular. They could have some kind of a status. They could have a lot of like social media followers. There is a little bit of an ego that is coming through with this person. Especially with all these like girls like hanging out here, it almost feels like they have a status or they have a lot of admirers. And they kind of have a bit of an ego, again, with that Leo energy. And then you're kind of just like minding your own business and then they come up to you. Okay, so then what is the setting and or environment of the date? For group 3, what is the setting or environment of this date? Justice, we have another cat. Justice is Libra energy. So we have Pisces, Leo, and Libra. This could be kind of like a serious environment or setting. Let me get another card. What is the setting or environment of this date for group 3? Oh, wow. Oh my God, and you hear the thunder as I'm holding up the Lovers card. This is Gemini energy, and we have 2 major arcana coming up for the setting. Wow, and then we literally have the Chariot at the bottom of the deck. And then we have the King of Cups. Okay. I think this person is going to try very hard to impress you. And I think you're not going to be easily impressed because we already talked about the baddie that you are. Like, you're not, like, easily impressed. Like, you're doing your own thing. Like, you don't care what people are doing around you. And I think this person would, like, really go out of their way to impress you, to get your attention. And I think even if you would agree to go on a date with them, I think they would still try to impress you a lot. They almost feel like there's something about you that they can't, like, fully understand, or you're kind of like a mystery to them. And maybe, again, if they have a lot of admirers, like, girls are just, or guys, whoever, like, people are just throwing themselves at them. So they're very used to, like, getting their way, getting what they want. They can read people really easily. But there's something about you to where you're not reacting to them the way other people are reacting to them. You're kind of a mystery. They have to, like, figure you out. And I think something about that really, like, gets them going in a way. Okay, so this is interesting. For the setting of your date. Okay. I'll try to give 2 scenarios. One, again, if you don't resonate with one, please take the other scenario. I do feel like things are going to get a little spicy because even with this, like, what I'm seeing here with this passion ignited and her eyes closed and the fire, it just feels like, in the way I'm looking at these cards, it feels like you're starting off at, like, a sophisticated date, you know, like you're at a restaurant, or like you're dressed nicely, right? Like you're at some kind of a public place. But then it's like, as it gets darker, as the night goes on, suddenly there's no clothes. You know what I mean? So it just feels like things could start off very sophisticated, like very just casual. We're just gonna go out, get some drinks, get some dinner, you know, get lunch, whatever it is. Like, I think you would initially meet up in a place that is public, and then you would also, like, dress nice. So, like, maybe a nice dinner, you know, or maybe some, like, cocktails, or, you know, if that's not what you're into, it's just like a nice, like, a formal attire kind of a place. But then it's like you guys eventually just have such a good time, and there's probably a lot of, like, physical attraction that you end up, like, spending all day together or the whole evening together, and you're just vibing so well that you also spend the night together. Because we literally go from, like, one opposite to the other. And even this, like, the moon is out, it's dark, it's just really making me feel like you're gonna vibe so well that you're just gonna end up with each other all night. And nothing has to happen, you know, it doesn't have to be spicy. But if that's something you would be okay with, then I do think that's very possible. If not, then you can just spend all night together and just have, like, intimate conversations, or just really get to know each other. But it does feel like all day and then all night. Like, it does feel like it would go a lot longer than you thought it would. Okay, let's go ahead and see, how do you feel about them during this 24-hour date? How does group 3 feel about this person during their date? Oops. How does group 3 feel about this person? Ooh, I love that Judgment came up in the reverse, because to me, okay, I was gonna read it in the way of it being upright, so I'm just gonna read it what my initial message was, because I think this is what it is. Whenever I have cards that have keywords on it, like not all my cards do, it throws me off because sometimes I don't agree. Like I have, as a reader, I have my own interpretations. So then I don't agree with like, or like the generic explanations like don't make sense to me. Anyway, okay, let me get their energy too. Hold on, I'm like getting ahead of myself. And then how are they feeling about you? How are they feeling about you during this date? We have the Two of Wands. More fire. And then bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay, I do want to talk about this for a second. So I feel like when they first initiate the date with you, you're like, okay, whatever. Like, yeah, like we'll hang out, right? Like you are not taking it that seriously. And I think they are definitely more interested in you and they're like trying to impress you and all this stuff, right? Like at first you're very nonchalant about it. You're like, yeah, drinks, sure, I'll go. And then I think like the way you feel about them during this date, I saw this as like letting go of the control. Remember we were talking about control earlier? It just felt like you're releasing the need to control the situation and you're allowing yourself to have a good time. Because I think in the past, you're very, like I said, you get tunnel visioned on the task at hand, or you get tunnel visioned about your dreams or how you have to be and your plans and like whatever. You get very tunnel visioned. So it just felt like this person is just like such a breath of fresh air and you actually vibe really well as you're getting to know them, that you kind of just like surrender to this energy, to the connection, and you're not fighting it. You're not trying to control it. You're not trying to like pull away from it. Like you're genuinely surrendering to the connection and then you guys end up here. But I feel like during this time, like the first half of it, you're really just surrendering and you're like, you know what? Like, wow, I really like you. Like, okay, like I could see this going somewhere. You know, I think you're realizing, okay, I don't want to, like, I just want to surrender and just let's see what happens. You know, like, but it's funny because you go into this thinking, okay, sure, like a date, whatever, right? Like you don't care. And not that you don't care, but like you're not like, you don't expect anything to come out of it when you go into it. But then when you're in it, you're just like, oh, wait a second. You know, you start to be like, oh, okay. And then for them, and even this is Scorpio energy, and they're, again, naked people on here. So I do feel like, at least for like on your end, there is some passion that is being ignited, like quite literally. And maybe you don't tell them this right away, but I do feel like you have such an instant attraction to this person. And maybe you're even kind of annoyed because you know that they have a lot of admirers and like they know they're attractive. And then you're just like trying to dismiss it, but you're like, dang, like you're so attractive. And I think you will definitely kind of get these feelings. And even with this being Scorpio energy, I think during this time, that could also be something you're trying to surrender within yourself. You're like, okay, I'll just give in. I'll give in to this, what I'm feeling here with this person. Because maybe you're like, okay, I'm gonna be serious and I'm just gonna like not do anything too crazy and we're just gonna have drinks and dinner and leave. And then you're like, okay, I surrender to all of my thoughts and feelings right now. And then for them, we have this Aries energy with the Two of Wands. I think that this person went into this scenario as in like, okay, like let me try to impress this person. Let me try to like, let me see like, because I think they're used to dates. They're used to admirers. So I think for them, they also maybe went into it just a bit more casual, just because they wanted to like hang out with you, get to know you a little bit, like see what's up. But I think that like it almost makes them realize like, wait a second, we're really compatible. And remember I said you have a very unique energy, that it's different. They realize, they're like, wait a second, this person is so different from all the other admirers that I have. You know, and I think they really start to see you as like more than somebody they're trying to impress, more than just a date. I think they kind of see you as, okay, like maybe we're compatible. Maybe this could go somewhere. And I think both of you are feeling this, like these energies during that initial hangout. And then I feel like as you both are realizing, wow, like we're really compatible, you know, like this could actually maybe go somewhere. I think that's when you eventually like leave together. And even this, I feel like for the Page of Pentacles here, you're like, okay, like maybe I could give this a shot. Like maybe I can try this out. And I think they're feeling the same way. Because I don't think you would have like left together or planned to continue this, like continue on the night if you didn't feel this way about each other. But I think both of you are like, oh, maybe there could be something real here. So let's see, what will you talk about and or do together? Even though I feel like I kind of already answered this. Ooh, and the Seven of Wands was in the reverse. Okay, Wheel of Fortune, Seven of Wands. For the Wheel of Fortune, you, and I think mutually, again, because we have the Lovers here and then we have the Wheel of Fortune, I think mutually both of you are going to feel like, where did you come from? Like, how are you kind of my ideal person? You know, how are you so perfect? How are you the person that can actually like make me feel something? You know, because maybe they're the same way. Because both of you are coming out as that fire energy. You're independent. They're probably independent too. They have a lot of admirers. Maybe they're not into, you know, serious relationships. You're not looking for anything serious. But then it's like when you meet each other, both of you are like, wait a second, like you're making me feel what I never feel for anybody else. And I think both of you are like, is this divine timing? Is this fate? Like, is there something much bigger going on to where we're both like meeting each other right now? There's going to be a very like surreal energy when you're getting to know this person. And I don't think you will express this out loud, but I think internally both of you are going to feel like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? And then I love that the Seven of Wands is in the reverse, because it does show me that you're letting your guard down and they're also letting their guard down. And I think you're going into this without like holding anything back. You know, I think you get to a point in the evening where you're open with each other about like everything. Like it was supposed to be surface level and now it's so much more than that. And you're not holding back at all. And I think both of you are allowing each other's energies to like intertwine like really, really well. And it seems like a very peaceful and a very natural energy. Like this does not feel forced at all. Okay, can we get any time frames? Okay, group 3. Can we get any time frames for when this could happen? When could group 3 meet this person and go on this date? When, I don't want to take that because that's a lot of cards. When will this happen? Okay, I'll take these. Okay, we have Wands. And then we have the High Priestess. So this is Cancer, I think, or Pisces. I always forget the High Priestess. It's one of those two. And then we have 10 of Wands. Now I'm just reading this as just time frames. So this could be quick. So I would say you could like either meet this person or have them initiate something fairly quickly. Okay, I'm getting 2 time frames. On the quicker side, I'm seeing 10 days, which is very quick. In the next 10 days, there could be something happening about this situation. And then on the longer time frame, because water is very slow, I want to say 2 months, but part of me is like, maybe it's longer than 2 months. Maybe in the next 10 days to the next like 2 to 4 months. Something like that. Because 2 months almost feels too quick, but this is a very fast energy. So yeah, I mean, honestly, you could meet this person, yeah, anywhere in the next 10 days up to 2 months from when you are watching this video. And this is a timeless video. Okay, 10 days to 2 months. That feels intuitively correct. And then what will this date ultimately lead to? Whoa, there's the Page of Pentacles again. I just talked about this card. We have Page of Pentacles and we have the Ace of Swords. I think that leaving this date, you'll have a lot of clarity about this person and they'll have a lot of clarity about you. You'll definitely like get to know each other pretty well. So I think by the time you like depart the next day or whatever, like by the time you leave this date, you're gonna have a lot of clarity. It's almost gonna be like a breakthrough because you're just like, whoa, did that really just happen? Did I just vibe so well with somebody? So you're gonna have a lot of clarity. And even these roses, oh my gosh, these roses are so sweet. You're getting butterflies, you know, they're starting to make romantic gestures towards you. I think you're still like testing the waters and you're kind of still in that butterfly, like just dating, getting to know each other phase, but it seems romantic. It seems like there will be a lot of clarity about each other and about the connection, and it'll feel right. Like intuitively, something about getting to know this person more or actually dating them a bit more will feel right to you. And then we're back to that Page of Pentacles. Like you want to put in the effort. After you leave the date, both of you will want to put in effort to get to know the other person. You could actually go on a trip very soon after you like start talking, or if you're actually dating, I think you guys will travel together a lot because that seems like a mutual hobby you might have, is traveling together. But I do think essentially leaving this date night, both of you will want to invest time and effort into the other person. Maybe even like not be seeing other people. You don't have to make it official right away, but just like, you know, making it a priority to get to know each other and put in time and effort into this. Okay, group number 3. Oh my gosh, that was a long reading, but thank you so much for letting me give you this reading. I love this energy. I love to be a part of it. This is usually like my favorite types of readings as well, like this very fun, exciting energy that we have here. So thank you so much for sharing it with me. But yeah, if you're interested in exclusive content, I have a Patreon where the viewers get to suggest the monthly readings, so that is in the description below. And I have private readings available right now, so if you're interested in a one-on-one reading, go ahead and send me an email. We can book a reading together. And yeah, take good care of yourself, you guys. Thank you for everything. Have a great rest of your day or night. Wherever you are, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Hey guys, if you chose this Empress with this hot pink agate and the Gentle Heart Tarot, this is your group. Hello, group number 4. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let's go over our breakdown really quick for our reading today. So like I mentioned in the intro, this is all about your next date. We will see what is your current energy, and this will also be the energy check for today. So if you feel like this energy check doesn't sound like you, then definitely go ahead and check out a different group. But if it does sound like you, then stick around and we will go through the rest of these questions here with the deck that you guys chose. So we will see who will initiate this date. We will see what is the setting / environment of the date. We'll see how are you feeling about them and how are they feeling about you during the date. We'll see what you will talk about and or do together. We'll see, are there any time frames that Spirit wants to give us about when this date is going to happen? And then we'll also see what will this date ultimately lead to. So that is everything for us today. Okay, so let me move this deck aside. Okay, and actually, while I was sitting with this energy, I was getting some messages for this card that you guys chose here, the Empress. And you definitely don't have to resonate with the like intro cards, but maybe some of you do. And I just feel like for this energy, so this is the Divine Feminine. So I feel like for this group specifically, you're really protecting your energy, or you're really taking care of yourself right now. I feel like you're really prioritizing your health, your physical health, your mental health, emotional health, even the way there's like stars, which I think it's supposed to be like a crown, but it just makes me feel like you're really taking care of your mental health and taking care of your happiness. And with the Empress, you know, this is a very abundant energy. It's a very nurturing, loving energy. And the Empress is also the mom. So for some of you, you could have kids, and if you do, I feel like you're like protecting their energy as well. It's like you're really taking care of your kids and you're prioritizing them and you're protecting them, but also protecting yourself. I don't know why it's coming through like that, but it's like you're really choosing yourself right now, taking care of yourself, and you're not really letting things distract you. You could have gone through something recently that's causing you to now embody this more, you know, protective, a bit more closed off kind of an energy to the rest of the world, but it's coming through as a very nice energy. I feel like you need it. Like you need this time for yourself. You need this time for your kids if you do have kids. So that is, it's coming through very strongly. But yeah, okay, let's go ahead and get started. So the cards that we have here, this is going to show us your current energy. So if you feel like this does not resonate with you, then definitely go ahead and check out a different group. But if it does resonate with you, then stick around. So let's see, what is group 4's current energy? That's crazy. Your card is literally energy with the number 28. And then we have Virgo here. And the sun is making me think of Leo. We have energy with orange. 28 could be a significant number, but 8 plus 2 equals 10. And 10 is completion, and then 10 reduces to 1, which is the start of a new beginning. So yeah, you're definitely like ending some kind of a chapter in your life. 222 on the time as I'm saying that. You're ending some kind of a chapter in your life and you're starting a new chapter now. That's coming through really strongly for this group. And it's like in this chapter, you're taking care of yourself, you're prioritizing yourself, you're not going to let people walk all over you or take advantage of you or disrespect you. It feels like you're very strict in this new chapter and you like have a vision of exactly what you want, exactly how you want to be treated. And the fact that energy is coming up, that's really, really cool. Because it does show spiritual development in this current chapter in your life. You're taking that very seriously. Oh my gosh, more divine feminine. We have the high priestess with the number 2. And I saw 222 on the timer. Ooh, 8th house. Yes, Scorpio, Mars. It says other people's money, legacies, operations, taxes. Okay, the 8th house is literally about death and rebirth. That this is like the death card in tarot. Scorpio is all about death and rebirth, and literally with the high priestess talking about your intuition and or any spiritual upgrades that are happening, and we were literally talking about you ending a chapter right now. So I definitely think something ended, but it's ended for the better. That's how I'm hearing it. It's like your intuition has been saying this to you for a while maybe, but it's like Spirit is saying something ended for a reason and you are starting a new chapter in your life for a reason. And it could have been a tough ending, you know, because the death, you know, this 8th house energy, it's not easy, especially if it was some kind of like a energetic purging or like a dark night of the soul kind of an energy. Like it's not easy to deal with, but it does feel like you went through something, or you could still be going through this ending, but it's like you're choosing yourself, you're choosing to protect yourself in this new chapter. And even the high priestess, this is literally energy, you know, this is our intuition, this is spirituality. So it's like there's a lot of energy going on for this group. Wow, another major arcana. So far you got 1, 2, 3 major arcanas, which is also very significant when it comes to spiritual development, spirit actively working in your life. And there's also this message that whatever is happening is divinely guided, it's divinely orchestrated, it's happening for a reason. This is Temperance. Oh no, this is not Temperance. This is the Hanged Man. Wait, no, this is Hermit. Okay, I'm like naming all of the major arcana. Okay, this is the number 9, so this is actually Hermit. Okay, that actually makes sense because Hermit is about healing and isolating yourself and going within and finding solitude and you know, having that spiritual awakening. And even here, all of her chakras are illuminated. So yeah, I definitely think you're going through some kind of a massive change, massive ending, new beginning, a massive transformative period in your life right now. And that's all you're focused on. That's what I was feeling with this card too, with the Empress. It's like you're going through this healing, but you are embracing it. You're happy about it because it almost feels like this was a long time coming. Like this should have happened a while ago, or you should have ended that chapter a while ago. So it feels like you're finally, like you're happy, even though it's tough and it's difficult to go through this ending. I do feel like you're happy. It's finally happening. And maybe your intuition was telling you for a long time, like, hey, something needs to come to an end, or like this has to change, or this is not meant for you. But maybe you just kept on with it. Because I feel like your intuition and your, you know, your energetic abilities, your psychic abilities, your ability to tap into the universe itself, it's very strong. You're very, very gifted in that sense. And I think now that you're going through this awakening, you're realizing it more and more. Like once you could have dismissed signs and synchronicities as like, oh, that's no big deal, it's whatever. But now I think you're starting to realize, oh, wait a second, the universe is talking to me. They're telling me something. They're guiding me somewhere. Oh, foundation and achievements with the number 4. Okay, this again is what was making me think for some of you, you could have kids. And it's like right now, all that's important to you is their stability, their foundation, providing for them, taking care of them, protecting them. For others of you, if you don't have kids, then this is just, you know, for yourself, providing yourself stability, providing yourself that foundation that maybe you didn't have before, but now you do. And I love that the rainbow is here because, again, it's showing me that you are happy. There's a lot of emotional fulfillment coming out of this new beginning for you. It's like you're finally feeling at home within yourself. You're finally appreciating yourself. You're finally appreciating the life you have. It's like you've had some kind of a perspective shift as well in this new beginning. And I think I said this with the intro card about you protecting your energy, because even with the Hermit is like a hermit crab vibe, you know, like you're not dealing with people. You're not dealing with anybody right now. Like you're just dealing with yourself. You're focusing on yourself. You could be in a more like secluded energy right now, just really taking in your own solitude, not trying to mingle with people, not trying to involve everybody else in your business. You could definitely be in an energy of wanting to be alone. But Spirit is advising that. They're saying like the best way for you to heal right now is to do it by yourself. You know, don't involve people right now. I also feel like a lot of people in your life might not understand what you're going through, because we clearly see that you are very psychic, you're very intuitively tapped into the universe, but other people in your life might not be. So they probably don't understand this energetic upgrade that you're going through. They just don't get it. And Spirit is saying like they won't be able to comprehend it because it's so out of their scope. It's just so out of their reality that like they won't understand what you're going through. And I do think now, as you are having this energetic upgrade, you're going to start cutting people out, because again, the people like that where it's so out of their scope, they're so far from being intuitive or tapping into spirituality or anything like that. Like they're so far away from this world that you and I are in, that like they won't match your energy anymore. And then you're going to realize, like, as you're growing deeper into your spirituality, that like you're like, oh my gosh, like all these people I used to hang out with, these people I used to like share my energy with and do things with, like we just don't even match anymore, because they're just like, your frequency is rising and they're still kind of down here. And you know, we can't like make frequencies match. If one is up here and one is down here, you're just on different wavelengths. It doesn't work that way. You know, you can't come down here to meet them down here, and they cannot come up here to meet you up here. So it's like, it's never gonna work. And I think as you are healing and going through what you're going through, you're gonna realize like, I kind of have to walk away from a lot of people that I used to, you know, that I used to be friends with or acquaintances with. But as you're doing that, I think you will be attracting more people that are actually on your wavelength, that understand what this is. Yeah. Very specific energy. So if you feel like this is not your energy, this is a very deeply spiritual energy, but it's also very deeply rooted in healing and really working on yourself right now. So if you're not healing, if you're not working on yourself right now, if you're, and this is like a deep energy, like if your life is in more of like a happy-go-lucky, like I'm having fun, like nothing serious is going on, then I don't think this is your energy. But yeah, I think you would know if this is your vibe, you know? Okay. I think that's everything I see too, because it's so specific. I don't really have much more to say. So let's get right into it. And let's see all about your next date. And it's interesting because with an energy like this, you're definitely not looking to date right now, or it's like you're not even interested in dating. So I wonder, you know, how this will happen. Very curious. So let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, so let's start off with the first question. And let's see who will initiate this date for group 4. Who will initiate this date? Who will initiate this date for group 4? Taking a while. That's okay. Who will initiate this date for group 4? All about group 4's next date. Okay, there we go. Maybe it's gonna take a while, but that makes sense because you're not looking to date right now. Like, I don't think that romance is on your mind. You know, you have so much going on within yourself and maybe with your family or with your kids that like you don't really have the capacity or the time and space right now to even like think about a romantic relationship. Oh, Queen of Diamonds. Okay. If you resonate with the feminine energy, then I think you would initiate this date with somebody. And with this, actually, with this coming out as a queen, it's making me think that you would be a bit more established within your life, or you would be a bit more healed. So if you feel like you are, you know, like pretty healed, if you have worked through a lot, you have found more stability in your life and you're in a really good place, because the queen, she's at the top, you know, the page is at the very bottom, and then the queen has evolved pretty much to the maximum or very close to the maximum, and she's stable, she's healthy, she's thriving in life. So if you feel like you're in that energy, then you could be initiating this date with somebody very soon. But I'm seeing this as it's almost like a timeline, because if you don't think you're here yet, you're on your way here, but you're not at the queen energy of the Queen of Pentacles, then you would initiate this date with somebody when you feel more stable in life. So if you're not here yet, then maybe it'll take a little bit longer for you to initiate this. But if you're here yet, or if you're already here, I think you're initiating this, you know, very soon when you're in this energy. So then what is the setting slash, oh my god, it just like flew off of me and flew onto the ground. Hold on. I don't think I'll take that because I was just like, these cards just like flipped over. Okay. What is the setting and or environment of this date? What is the setting and or environment of this date for group 4? And with the cards taking a while to come out, it's really feeling like maybe for a lot of you, you're not here yet. Excuse me. And it could be that like it'll take a while for you to get to this energy. Maybe that's why the cards are taking a while. Oops, that's like half the deck. Okay, let's see. What is this card? Oh my god, what is going on with these cards? Okay. Oh, two came out at the same time. Setting / environment. We have the Eight of Cups, and then we have the Page of Cups. Okay, I definitely think that for the Eight of Cups and even this Page of Cups, I think this could be a setting where you're dressed nicely. I am immediately thinking of a very like nice cocktail lounge, or some kind of a setting where there are a lot of drinks, or like people are having drinks, but the way she's wearing, like, it feels like a gown or something, or like a very nice dress. And even here, like, this person is dressed very nicely. It feels like it could be like a more of a high scale, or just like a more fancier cocktail lounge, like dimly lit cocktail lounge where people dress nice to go here, and maybe you even have to like kind of speak a little quietly while you're here, and it's not like a super loud and obnoxious kind of a place. It also feels very exclusive. Like, I don't think this is a place that's like that you would find all your college kids at, you know. I think this is a more exclusive place that probably has a wait list, and like only so many people are allowed in at a certain time, and you have to reserve your seating. And so it's like dimly lit, it's like a very nice space, it's quiet, you have to be on the list to get in for that night. But I also am feeling like what a part of your healing journey is you realizing what you deserve when it comes to relationships. And as you're healing and establishing yourself as the Queen of Pentacles, you know, establishing the life you want to live for yourself, and the life and the types of relationships that you want as well, it's like you have hired your standards, and it's like now it's like you know exactly the type of person you want to be with, and you know exactly how you want to be treated. And that's being treated with respect, with class, with dignity, you know, abundance. There's like a level of abundance on how you want to be treated moving forward. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing. And even this, like, I'm seeing you guys having drinks, I'm seeing you guys having a good time, but I don't think it'll get like rowdy or like out of hand, because it's like a sophisticated vibe. It's really giving sophistication. It's giving you got to get a babysitter, or like you got to get someone to watch your kid that night. Okay. And one thing I like that the Eight of Cups is here, because it is showing me that you have moved on from the past at this point. Like, whenever you are initiating this date, or you feel ready to date again, you have fully let go of the past, or past relationships, or it's like you're completely a new person. Because I love that the Page of Cups is here too, because it's like you're going into this date, but also into this era of your life as a completely new person, and you have left the past in the past. And I also see like you're really going to enjoy yourself in this new era of your life as well. How are you feeling about them during this date? How are you feeling about this person during this date? How is group 4 feeling about them during this date? We have the Death card. Oh, okay. Oh, look at that. Bottom of the deck, we have the Fool. I really like that. I was talking about the Death card. Okay, I will interpret that in a second. And then let's see, how are they feeling about group 4? How is their date feeling about group 4? Ooh, okay. 7 of Crystals. And then Ace of Crystals, bottom of the deck. Okay. So for how you are feeling during your date, I love this, because didn't I just say like the past is in the past, and you are starting this new era, this new chapter in your life, in your dating life, and just in life in general. Like, you are a brand new person. And I love that the Death card is here, because again, this is showing you that you are ready to move on. Because I think you're going to get to this date with this person, and you're going to be like, I think you're going to be ready to get back out there again, but you're also going to be like, okay, like, I want to sign, or I want to like feel 100% that I am ready to move on. I'm ready for this new chapter in my life, or to like to date new people, meet new people. Like, I almost feel like you're going to go into it wanting to like give that confirmation to yourself that like you are done with the past, and you have healed, and you will. With the Death card, both of these being major arcana is coming out for your energy. Like, you're and look, both of them are holding a rose. It's like you're realizing, like, yes, I am done. The past is gone. I am a completely new person. And I think you're gonna have that, like, confirmation for yourself during this date while you're with this person. You're gonna have such a good time. You're gonna feel so good about yourself. You're gonna feel good about where your life is headed, the new person that you've become, and you're gonna be so excited to just, like, finally have this new beginning in your love life or in life in general with the Fool here. And I feel like you're having all these realizations with this person on this date. Like, intuitively, you know, to yourself, obviously, you might not be telling them all of this, but I think intuitively to yourself, you're like, yes, like, this is it. I'm ready. I'm finally ready. You know, I'm ready to move on with my life. I'm healed, and I think you're going to feel very happy, very, like, elated, very full of life. You're going to be very excited about how your life is moving forward now. And I love their energy too, because we have 7 of Wands and then we have the Ace of Wands, and then together they also make up the 8 of Wands. So I feel like this person will really try to impress you. They are very impressed by you. They definitely think you're very, very, first of all, with the Ace of Wands, I mean, they're very attracted to you, like, very physically attracted to you. They think you're very beautiful, and you make them very excited. It's like you spark something up within them. But I also think this is an older individual, because it almost feels like you could be older. You know, you could be older, or you could be just more mature, and it feels like this is somebody that matches your energy. So they could be older like you know, especially if you have a very unique story. Like, say you're like a divorced mom or something, or a divorced dad, or it's like you know what I mean, like, you're older and you're kind of in, like, this in-between age in your life where it's like you're not young anymore, but now you're trying to date again, and you know, so I think, like, this person is also kind of in the same boat. I think they would almost be, like, older as well, or they would be as mature as you. Yeah, they would eventually just match you, you know, match your energy, and I think they're very impressed by that. They're very impressed by how you carry yourself, how you take care of yourself, how confident you are, your independence, everything you've been through, especially if you're, like, a single parent. I keep coming back to that. Someone here watching this has kids. Like, I just know it. But especially if you have kids, they're going to be very impressed by that. Like, you are doing an amazing job. And I think this person will really try to impress you. I don't know how they're going to try to impress you. Maybe through money, or, like, buying you something, trying to, like, woo you. Maybe it's through their own jokes or whatever, right? Like, this person is just going to try to impress you during this date. And yeah, with the Ace here, they're very, very attracted to you. I think you do, like, spark something up within them. And then, you know, these together making the 8 of Wands, I think this person will feel like, okay, like, I want to, like, get to know you. Like, I want to keep going. You know, I don't want our connection to end right here. They might not say all of that to you, but I think in their mind during this date, they're going to be like, okay, like, I kind of want to continue to get to know you. Like, as the 8 of Wands, like, I want to keep going. I don't want to stop. Let's see, what will you talk about and or do together? That was fast. More Cups. And then we have 5 of Swords in the reverse. I think you're both going to be very open-minded, for one, about your past. Because with the 5 of Swords in the reverse, it's making me feel like you're not really, like, sugarcoating anything. You're not, like, holding anything back. And with the 6 of Cups, yeah, again, talking about your past, you know, things you've experienced, especially if you're older, or if you've just, you know, you just have a lot to talk about, like, you've been through a lot, you know. I think you're both going to be very open and honest about everything that's kind of been going on in life. And especially with the 5 of Swords in the reverse, I feel like there's no mental conflict here. Like, there's no incompatibilities when it comes to your conversations. I feel like you'll have real conversations, you'll have easy conversations, but you'll also have deep conversations. I feel like this is definitely more than surface level conversations between the two of you. And then again, with the 6 of Cups, like, you know, I definitely think you guys are, like, having, like, champagne, or, like, you know, something where you can pour multiple glasses of it. That's like how it's coming through. Or wine, you know, something like that. It feels more sophisticated for this group. But yeah, it definitely could be having some more drinks. They could bring you flowers to try to impress you a little bit more as well. But I do think, like, you know, good conversations. You're not not that you're lying. Like, you know, when we like try to sugarcoat things, or we try to like, we don't want to be too honest right away. I don't think you're like that. Excuse me. I think you're going to be very honest with this person, like, right away. And I think that's something they like about you, because they're going to be very honest and very real with you right away as well. So yeah. Okay, so let's see. Are there any time frame? So I feel like I did kind of get a time frame with that. Like, this would be the energy you would be in when you would initiate something with this person. And since you're initiating this date, that could also be another way that you are like telling yourself, like, hey, I think I'm ready to move on. Because it's like, you see this person maybe at work, maybe somewhere, like you're seeing this person on a regular basis, and you're starting to catch feelings for them. And then you're like, you know what, I think I'm like ready to try going on a date with somebody, especially if you haven't been dating in a long time. And I think like that's when it clicks to you, like, yes, like I do like them and I am done with the past. Are there any time frames for group 4 in this date? Are there any time frames? 7 of Cups. We have lots of cups coming out. So 7 of Cups specifically is Scorpio energy, and we have Scorpio out here like 3 times, because even the Death card is Scorpio. Scorpio season could be significant for some of you. Cups is slow, so the 7 of Cups, I would even say like 7 months. I know that sounds like a long time, but we were saying that like you would be a brand new version of yourself, but you would be very evolved. I would say out of like 100% of evolution, you would definitely be hitting like 95% of evolution to be considered the Queen of Pentacles. So that's why it feels like, especially if you're just now, this is your current energy and you're just now healing through something, for some of you it can definitely take up to like 7 months, or you know, around that time frame, half a year to 7 months to a year maybe, depending on your own rate of your own, like where you are compared to the Queen of Pentacles energy. And what will this date ultimately lead to? What will this date ultimately lead to for group 4? Aww. I feel like this is you to yourself, you to your own, you to yourself, you to spirit, you to your own growth. The Strength card, this date is gonna show you, like give you that confirmation, like, yes, I am healed from my past. I am healed from those wounds, you know, like whatever you had been through in the past. I think this date is showing you, like, I'm done with that. I am healed, or I'm healed at least like more than that 95%. Like, you actually took the time and effort to heal. And I think it's like you're gonna really fall in love with your life again. You're gonna fall in love with yourself again. You're gonna fall in love with everything. Like, you're gonna have such a perspective shift on life, and you're gonna be in such a good energy. Like, this really feels like you to yourself, you know, like you are loving yourself, nurturing yourself, comforting yourself, telling yourself, we did it, we made it out of whatever that struggle was. And I feel like you're gonna be so just full of life, you know, ready to move forward in your life. I love that. So as of now, I don't know if this would lead to anything with this specific person that's coming through. Because maybe you want to date, maybe you don't want to be committed, you know, especially if you just got out of something. Maybe you want to date around for a while. But what I love to see here is that this leads you to like having that fulfillment within yourself, having the confirmation for yourself. And look, we have so many major arcanas for you that is like giving you the confirmation when the time is here that you did it. And I love this energy. I love this group. It's very unique. It's different. It's very sophisticated. I'm getting like very mature vibes from this group, and I love that. So yes, group 4, this is everything I see for you. Thank you so much for letting me give you this reading, you guys. I have a Patreon if you're interested in exclusive content. The link is in the description below, and the viewers on Patreon get to suggest the monthly readings, so it's personalized as well. So if you're interested, go ahead and check that out. And I'm offering private readings right now, so if you want to have a one-on-one session with me, go ahead and send me an email. My link is also in the description, or not my link, my email is in the description below. I used to have a website, I don't anymore. But yeah, my email is in the description below. Okay, thank you guys so much. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. Bye.